Real quick, before I start this video, I completely forgot to mention this, but I made a public Steam group for any of you guys who play PC games or even have the Steam account that you guys can join. Hit me up on there, add me on Steam. I accept all friend requests. I play with people, specifically subscribers, pretty often. So if you guys are looking to play, CS, H1Z1, Miscreated, all those kind of games, hit me up on the Steam group. Slide in there. It's public. Leave a comment. Say what's up. Let's chill. But anyways, yeah, I made that out of the blue. I just kind of felt like, that would be a fun way to talk to you guys. But without further ado, enjoy the rest of the video. What is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? It's your boy Goblin, and today we're coming in with kind of a shorter video for you guys. This isn't going to be as long as my typical stories or Q&As or anything like that. And the reason behind that is because I'm pretty fucking sick right now. I just started feeling shitty today. My throat hurts pretty bad, and I wanted to make a video today. I was originally not going to, but, I kind of wanted to, so I figured this is better than nothing. I was actually streaming earlier, and I felt okay, and almost like as soon as I stopped the stream, I laid down, and I just started feeling like shit. So, yeah, I'm not feeling too hot, but still going to pump out a video anyways. Hope you guys enjoy. Drop a like if you do, and let's dive into it. So, super stoned. Now, this happened a while ago. This was a long time ago. This is back in the days when I used to sneak out of my house on school nights and go smoke with a buddy. That's what I used to do. This was, I want to say, like March 2016 maybe. And my buddy Chris called me up. You guys are probably all pretty familiar with Chris if you watch my drug stories, which I assume all of you do. And Chris called me up. It was like 11:30 on a school night. I don't know. We're just going to say it was a fucking Wednesday. And he's like, yo, what you doing right now? And I'm like, shit, dude. I'm at the crib, not really doing shit. And he's like, come over, dude. Let's match. Let's smoke. I'm like, all right. That sounds fun. I had nothing better to do. It was a school night, and I wasn't supposed to be out, but I didn't really care. So tiptoed out of my house. My mom went to sleep pretty early at this point. She was going to bed at like 10 p.m. usually to get up for work the next day. And she'd been asleep for about an hour and a half. So, that meant to me that she probably wasn't getting back up if she's already out for that long. So I threw on my coat. I got all my clothes on. I got my weed. I got my lighter, got some blunts. And I went downstairs, tiptoed down my staircase, and snuck out. Hopped in my car and whipped it over to my boy's house. Now, got to Chris's house maybe like, I don't know, like 10 minutes later, and he wasn't a far drive at all. I couldn't have walked it, but if I had a bike, I could have done that, but I didn't. And I've walked there a couple times. It's a pain in the ass. It's like a 4-mile walk. It's a bitch. But anyway, so I get to his house, and I go inside, and I'm like, yo, what's up? And he's like, all right, well, we can't smoke in the crib right now because my mom's out in the garage, and she doesn't want us smoking in there right now because police have been driving by, so let's smoke in your car. So I was like, all right, that's a hoot and a holler. I'm down for that. Let's go. So we hop in my car, we go pull up to this old smoke spot that we used to have, and up till when I stopped smoking, we actually still used this spot. It was this unincorporated neighborhood, and there was this cul-de-sac where there was no houses on the cul-de-sac because the whole neighborhood was still being built, and the cul-de-sac was like at the very dead end of the street. So from like the end of the street, if you were going towards the cul-de-sac, you couldn't see anywhere but the center of it. Like the edge of it, you couldn't see any cars parked there because there was a bunch of trees everywhere. And the only house on the cul-de-sac was under construction. So it was pretty clear, it was a pretty damn good spot until they finished building the houses and people started living in there type shit. But anyways, we go to this spot and we've got the blunts, and I'm like, all right, what are you trying to do? I had about a gram on me. He had about a gram on him. We didn't have the most weed in the world. And he was like, all right, well, we could just roll up 2 blunts, or we could do something different. And I was like, all right, let's hear it. Now, whenever this guy says something different when we're about to smoke or discussing rolling a blunt, I know that he wants to roll some weird shit or some fun shit to smoke. So, of course, I'm interested at this point. I'm like, all right, what you got? And he's like, why don't we do a double barrel? So, of course, I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, that sounds great. That's going to be smacking. Let's do it. So, for those of you guys who don't know what a double barrel is, it's basically where you roll one blunt just completely regular, you roll it up, and then you take a second paper and you put the original blunt you rolled inside of that, and then you roll another blunt around the original blunt. So that's why it's called a double barrel, because there's a blunt in a blunt. And it's kind of a bitch to do. I've never successfully rolled a double barrel. It's just a pain in the ass, but this guy's a rolling craftsman. So of course he perfected it. He pearled that bitch first try. So we got it rolled up, and there's 2 different strains in this thing. I had picked up some bud off of his older brother like a day or 2 before, and what I had was green crack, and he had this newer strain that his brother had picked up called Delta 9. So I remember this very well because these ended up becoming 2 of my up there strains, some of my favorites that I loved. Whenever I would hear a Connect having one of these, I would have to buy it. So we spark up this double barrel, and we're smoking it, we're chilling, we're hotboxing my car, listening to some music, just having a good old, jolly old time, and I ended up getting way higher than I expected, and I don't know if it was the mix of the strains, I don't know if it was just some incredible weed, I don't know what it was. I mean, it looked and smelled really good, but I'd also had weed that, looked that good that didn't get me this high, so I don't know what it was, but we smoked this blunt, we finished it, we were chilling, I was feeling pretty good, within 5 minutes into the smoke sesh, I was feeling pretty stoned, and after that we went back to his house, and we chilled in the garage for a little bit, played some PS4, and I was stoned, like, I was absurdly high. It was weird almost, like, I don't know how to put it, because normally, smoking a 2-gram blunt with a buddy of mine, we split that, so that's about a gram a head, that'd get me high, yeah, but this was, like, a different kind of high. This wasn't what I was expecting. My tolerance was pretty high at this point, and this smacked me. This brought me back to the days of like when I first started smoking. I'm sure all you guys out there watching this who smoke can relate. You just have that one blunt or that one bull pack that just gets you way too high for some weird reason. Like you don't know why, you weren't expecting it, you didn't pack it fat or anything. You just get really stoned and you just come to realize it's some great fucking weed or whatever it is. That's what happened to me. We're sitting there and I'm laying on this guy's couch. He's got the whole setup in his garage. He's got the PS4 and the monitor out in his garage. He's got this comfy ass couch. He's got a bunch of chairs. He's got a table to roll on. He's got everything in the garage. I'm laying on this guy's couch. He's playing Rainbow Six, and we're like taking turns. And was it Rainbow Six? It was either Rainbow Six or BO3. I think it might have been BO3, actually, now that I think about it. Yeah. Those were the only 2 games we played together. It was either Rainbow Six or BO3 and like occasionally 2K. And UFC, but we weren't playing UFC because I remember very clearly laying on the couch while he played. So he was playing, we're just going to say BO3 because I don't remember exactly. And I was laying on the couch just plastered. Like I was just feeling so good. And it was fucking nuts. It was like, I can't even describe it. Like, you know that feeling when like you get high and it's like your body is equally as stoned as your mind. It's like your mind, you're feeling nice and calm and relaxed, but sometimes you only get the mind high like more intensely, or you only feel that. This was different. I felt really good body-wise. I was just laying there slumped as fuck, and my mind was also equally as high. Like I just all around just felt like I was in a Kush coma. Like I felt perfect. Like there was still to this day, this is probably, in terms of quality of the high, one of the best smoking experiences I've ever had, because this was just great. We didn't smoke anything else. We didn't do any other drugs. We just smoked this one blunt, and we were nice. We were feeling good. So, I was chilling there. We were switching off, playing some COD, playing some Rainbow Six, and eventually it was like maybe 1:30 in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning. I was coming down. I was feeling much more sober now. And I was like, all right, bro, I probably got to go home. I got school in the morning. This is before I dropped out, way before I dropped out. And he was like, all right, hit me up. Peace out. Let's match tomorrow again. So I was like, all right, bet. So hop in my car, drive home, and I lay down in bed. Knock the fuck out. That's how you smoked some good weed. When you lay down and just go sleep. Like when you get RKO'd without anyone touching you just by laying down, that's when you smoke some good weed. And this shit was a hoot and a holler, guys. Let me tell you, it was a big hoot, bigger holler. It was just, oh wow. That's all I gotta say. It was just, oh wow. That's really the best way to summarize this. It was just fucking great. I knocked out. I woke up the next morning, even though I only got like 3.5, 4 hours of sleep, I felt like I got fucking 10. I felt amazing. That's another way where, you kind of know you smoke some good weed. When you only sleep for a couple hours, but you wake up feeling wide fucking awake, like you just slept for millions of hours. That's how I felt the next morning. It was great. So, yeah, that was one of the best blunts I've ever smoked. And that's really all I've got for you guys today. Hope you enjoyed. Sorry for the shorter video. I know I said I was going to do Rehab Part 11 today. It's coming tomorrow. Hopefully I feel better. I don't know. I'll just slam some cough drops in my mouth and make the video. But either way, hope you guys enjoyed. Drop a like if you did. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.